Have you ever helped someone who didn't even know you were watching them? This story will touch your heart, and by the end you'll see why kindness can change lives. Stay till the end, and if it moves you even a little, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more stories that remind us what it means to be human. It was almost midnight in the towering glass building of Stellar Tech Industries, the kind of place where money moved faster than time. The last lights on the top floor still glowed CEO Ethan Cole's office. The billionaire had built his empire from nothing, and people whispered that he was ruthless, cold, and detached. But that night, he was about to see something that would challenge everything he believed about success and humanity. Ethan was exhausted. The day had been brutal: meetings, decisions, fake smiles. He leaned back in his chair, rubbing his eyes. That's when he heard soft footsteps outside his office door. Curious, he quietly reclined his chair and closed his eyes, pretending to be asleep. He wanted to see what the cleaning staff did when no one was watching. He wasn't proud of it, it was more of a test, a strange curiosity born from loneliness and boredom. The door creaked open gently, a faint scent of lavender cleaner filled the air. "Excuse me, sir," a timid female voice whispered. He didn't move. The woman stepped closer, her steps careful, respectful. Her name was Lena Morales, the night janitor. Early 30s, plain uniform, a small scar on her hand that told a story of hard work. She glanced at him sleeping in his chair, sighed softly, and whispered, "You must be so tired. Even people with everything need rest too." Ethan's heart twitched. No one had ever spoken about him with that kind of gentleness. She quietly began cleaning his office, dusting, picking up papers he had scattered, straightening the frames on the wall. When she reached the corner of his desk, she found a photo frame lying face down. She lifted it gently. It was a picture of a woman and a young boy. His wife and son, both gone in a car accident 3 years ago. Lena paused, her eyes softened. She didn't know he was awake, watching through barely opened eyes. She whispered again, "You must miss them so much. I hope you find peace one day." Then she carefully placed the photo upright and even wiped the glass as if it were something sacred. Ethan felt something break inside him, a quiet crack in the wall he'd built around his heart. She moved to leave but noticed his jacket hanging on the chair. Without hesitation, she gently draped it over his shoulders. "No one should catch a cold when they work this hard," she murmured. Then, with one last glance, she turned to leave. That's when Ethan spoke softly, "You're not just cleaning my office, are you?" Lena froze, her eyes wide. She stammered, "Oh, Mr. Cole, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to." He smiled faintly. "Don't apologize, I was just curious what kind of person works this late and still cares about a stranger." Her cheeks flushed. "It's my job, sir." "No," he said, shaking his head. "It's not your job to care." There was silence between them, the kind that spoke louder than words. Over the next few weeks, Ethan started noticing her more often. He'd stay late intentionally, pretending to be busy just to watch her work quietly. She never complained, never rushed. Sometimes he'd catch her humming softly to herself, her tired eyes lighting up when she talked about her little daughter, Maya, who waited for her at home every night. One night, he asked her to sit for a moment. She hesitated but obeyed. He offered her a cup of coffee. She refused at first. "I can't, sir," but he insisted. "Lena," he said after a moment of silence, "why do you still smile even when life seems so heavy?" She smiled sadly. "Because my daughter believes I'm strong, and I can't let her think otherwise. Sometimes being brave is just pretending to be okay until you actually are." That night, Ethan couldn't sleep. Her words echoed in his mind. He'd spent years chasing numbers and deals, but he had forgotten what real strength looked like. It wasn't in power or wealth, it was in quiet endurance. A few days later, Lena came to work looking pale and worried. Ethan noticed immediately. "Are you okay?" he asked. She hesitated. "It's nothing, sir, just my daughter's sick, I'll manage." He frowned. "Did you take her to the hospital?" "She has a fever, but I can't afford to miss work or pay for a private doctor." Something in Ethan snapped. He stood up abruptly. "Come with me." She blinked, confused. "Sir." He didn't answer. Within an hour, Maya was being treated at the city's best hospital on Ethan's account. Lena was speechless. "Why would you do this for me?" she asked, tears in her eyes. He looked at her and said quietly, "Because you did something for me first. You reminded me I still have a heart." Maya recovered quickly, and Ethan made sure Lena didn't lose a single day's pay. But that wasn't the end. A month later, during the company's annual meeting, Ethan stood before hundreds of employees. When it came time to announce a new initiative, he surprised everyone. Starting today, he said, Stellar Tech will provide scholarships for children of our maintenance and janitorial staff. Hard work deserves opportunity and respect. There was applause, but no one was more stunned than Lena. After the meeting, he approached her quietly. You once told me bravery is pretending to be okay until you actually are. I think I'm ready to try that too. She smiled through her tears. You already did, sir. Months passed. Ethan became more involved with his employees, even creating a fund for struggling families. And Lena, she was promoted to facility supervisor, ensuring others were treated with the same compassion she had shown him that night. The last scene of this story isn't in a boardroom or hospital, it's on a sunny day in the park. Ethan is sitting on a bench watching Lena's daughter Maya run around laughing. For the first time in years, he smiles without pretending. He whispers to himself, she cleaned my office, but she saved my soul. And maybe that's the real lesson. Sometimes the smallest act of kindness can reach the deepest corner of someone's heart.